everyone, you can start now.
Good afternoon, students, and welcome to our presentation. Today, we'll focus on characters and environment's influence. I'll start with Thomas Gradgrind. So, is Thomas Gradgrind a man of facts or not? We know his theory is based upon the importance of facts, figures, statistics, logic, but does he apply his theory in life? His view of people as mathematical units, he attaches no importance to people's feelings, emotions, and imagination. He doesn't just run his school according to his theory, but he holds the principle into his family life, bringing up his children according to his theory. And he also desires to marry his daughter to Mr. Bonderby. A marriage arranged for a profit between Louisa and Bonderby, of course, will end in a disaster. When applying his theory without caring about the feelings of the heart, it can be a calamity. So this is the most proof which tells that Gradgrind isn't man of facts. And what Gradgrind does is the wrong by marrying his young daughter to an old man, which is Mr. Bonderby. This is in one hand. On the other hand, Gradgrind uses his tough character as young students believing in facts and reality rather than fancy and imagination. Although everyone has the right to imagine, especially for kids, in my opinion, he was able to convince students in better and easier ways in order to attract them to his theory of facts and not through intimidation or terrorizing them.
Cecilia Joub. Cecilia Joub, she is the daughter of circus performer. She is the main and positive force in a Cooktown or in the novel. Or in the Cooktown or in the novel. Cece represents all magic and creativity that has been sucked out of life by Mr. Gradgrind fact focus. Utilitarian philosophy. Charles Dickens makes every character in a hard time novel acting and thinking strangely. Readers would always be comforted whenever Cece appears because he will finally say there is an ordinary person who behaves in a normal way about all the madness that's going on. She is live in her own world. Charles Dickens puts strength into Cece's character, through which she tried to speak without fear. If we go to read some of his novels, we will find this strength found in other female characters' writings. Some questions remain. Can Cece Joub change Mr. Gradgrind's theory of fact by the power of her fancy? There are many expectations that comes in the reader's mind. Cece Joub, she is the only little vessel who cannot be filled with the facts. Through the power of Cece's imagination can change this interesting theory. Gradgrind life before and after the change can be represented with the geometric forms for clarification. The circus represents his life based on the fact focus, and the triangle represents his life after the change that could happen. Maybe she is the only one who can say it is a protagonist that leads to the happy life of Mr. Gradgrind.
One of the most important themes is the industrialization and how it affected the individuals. And as we know, in the 19th century, there was a great revolution in industry, and the human society started to develop into a more urban societies. And this change can be especially tracked in Europe, where many factories were established in Europe, and there appeared many kinds of industries like the the production of coal, silk weaving, and other industries. What did this sudden change cause in the minds of other people? Especially the lower and lower class people, middle class, and the upper class individuals. It is said that the lower class workers were suffering in the factories. They were harshly treated, and they were paid less and worked for many hours. And it is also said that even women were working at the factories. That's a harsh things. Those are harsh things. But what about the upper class individuals? The novel Hard Times by Charles Dickens criticized the upper class individuals and mentioned one of the characters who is Mr. Bounderby. He is a rich man who and a business owner. He is a rich man and a business owner, a financially minded person who boasts about himself and makes fun of other people for being poor. And his actions alone implies that he is a bad person who underestimate everyone who is below him. And it also implies that the workers in his factories are suffering from a totally harsh treatment. With that being said, we understand that the workers, there was labor and people were suffering on the heads of the upper class individuals while the and those are all the effects that have happened back in the 19th century.
The mechanization of a human being. Hard Times suggests that England's overzealous adoption of industrialization threatens to turn human beings into machines by thwarting the development of their emotion and imagination. Mr. Gradgrind believes that human nature can be measured, quantified, and governed entirely by rational rules. Dickens' primary goal in Hard Times is to illustrate the dangers of allowing humans to become like machines, suggesting that without compassion and imagination, life would be unbearable. And this is the end. Thank you for listening.